So let's begin. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for finding your way to Tuesday evening Vinyasa Yoga. Check in with yourself for a moment and just ask yourself the question, how am I doing at this moment? You can let your eyes close down if you like. And just take a couple of breaths. And as you ask yourself, how am I doing? Allow the answer to that question to begin to form in your brain. As you continue breathing slowly in and out, begin to explore the contours of your answer to the question, how am I doing? Explore the physical contours. How does your body feel? Explore the mental contours. What am I thinking about? How is my thinking going today? And also the emotional contours. How am I feeling? What emotions are arising within me? Just continue breathing softly in and out. A couple more gentle breaths, just as you've been doing, just to start to allow the awareness to become present. And you can allow everything to come to your mat now. Let go of all the other distractions around you and become present in this moment, using the breath as your anchor. Now draw a deep breath in, then open your mouth and exhale. Do that a second time, a deep breath in through the nose and a big open mouth exhale. And one more time, breathe in and a big open mouth exhale. Just let everything go. With your eyes closed, find a comfortable seated position. You can either be cross-legged or you can be on your knees. Either way is fine. We're going to practice alternate nostril breathing, which we do very frequently. And remember that this breath is a wonderful way to create a center, to find your center, and to bring everything back to that center. Now begin to breathe in through the left nostril only. You can block the right nostril if you like, or you can just direct the breath with the mind. And then breathe out through the right nostril. Now draw a deep breath in through the right nostril. And then exhale through the left nostril. That's one cycle. We're going to do a total of 5. Breathe in through the left. And then breathe out to the right. And breathe in from the right. And breathe out to the left. That's 2. Breathe in from the left. Just keep your awareness on the breath. Feel it flowing in and out. And now in from the right and out to the left. 2 more cycles. When you're ready, breathe in from the left nostril only. Breathe out through the right nostril. And now breathe in from the right nostril. And out through the left nostril. Let's do one more complete cycle. Breathing in from the left. And out to the right. And in from the right when you're ready. And the last time, out to the left. Now inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both. And one more time like that, breathing in through both nostrils and out through both. Then let your breath just return to its natural rhythm. We're going to come to a kneeling position now. So this is hero pose, Virasana. Sitting on your heels if you can, bring your palms to your thighs to begin. Elbows tucked in close to the body. The spine is nice and long. The chin's in a neutral position. Now take a deep breath in and let the breath go. On an inhale, reach the arms high and then bring them out to a T. Reach the hands apart from one another. We're going to begin by taking a twist to the right. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee, the right hand down to the left foot if you can, and pull your right shoulder towards the back of your space and look over the right shoulder. Keep the spine long, keep the chin in a neutral position. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax into the twist. Try not to force yourself into it. And do that again. A deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently move more deeply into a twist. And then let it go. Come back to center now. Reach the arms high, stretch up. Now hinge at the hips. Keep the biceps on either side of the ears. Keep stretching your tailbone back and reaching the fingertips forward. Touch the fingertips to the mat and inhale and slowly rise back up, feeling a deep engagement in the core as you come up. Now bring the arms out to a T. Reach through the wrists, relax the fingers, relax the thumbs. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, take your twist to the left and bring the right palm to the outside of the left knee, the left hand down behind you. You can get a hold of that right foot with the left hand if you want. Breathe in deeply and then exhale and find your twist, looking over your left shoulder. Let the inhale lengthen the spine and let the exhale allow you to explore the twist a little bit more deeply if you can. One more time, deep breath in and exhale. Now let it go. Unwind, reach the arms high. As you exhale, reach the fingertips forward. Keep pressing your tailbone back. Keep the spine long. Touch the fingertips to your mat. On an inhale, rise all the way back up. Again, the core is deeply engaged. And then bring the arms out to a T. Take a twist to the right. And then back to center, reach the arms high. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, stretch the palms towards the sky. Press the sitting bones down into the heels and reach up even more. Really stretch through the palms. Now lift your gaze up and look towards the palms. As you exhale, level your chin and then bring your arms out to a T. Take a very gentle twist to the left and then inhale, come back to center. Reach the arms high and exhale the hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. On an inhale, reach back up. Now keep the palms together. Bring the thumbs to the back of the head and pull your elbows a little closer together. Lift your chin high. We're going to create a little back bend here. One more breath in the back bend. Now straighten your elbows and then bring your hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Now draw the navel in, bring your chin to your chest and round the spine forward, bringing your forehead down towards your knees. Do you feel that stretch in the low back? On an inhale, slowly rise back up. Reach the arms high. Now interlace the fingers and bring the hands to the back of the head. Reach the elbows apart from one another. The heart is rising here as well. Take a deep breath. On the next inhale, lift your chin high. Reach the elbows apart and press the hands into the back of the head. Lift the chest up towards the sky. Press the navel forward. Find a back bend. Lift the chest a little higher if you can. And as you exhale, slowly rise up. Keep the core engaged as you come up. The chin is level now. Bring the elbows together. Bring the elbows down towards the knees and round the spine. We're going to do that a second time. On an inhale, rise, elbows apart. Lift the chin high. Press the chest towards the sky. And exhale. Bring the elbows together. The chin comes towards the sternum. Draw the navel in as you bring the elbows down and touch the knees. One more time. Inhale, rising. Lift the elbows apart from one another. Lift your chin high. Press the chest up. And exhale, chin to sternum, elbows come together, bring the elbows down and touch the knees. Pause and take a breath. Feel the stretch in the low back for many of you, right above the tailbone. Now on an inhale, slowly rise back up. Come all the way up and then release the hands. Reach them high. And then exhale the hands down, palms on the thighs. Now take a breath. Elbows are bent. Now slowly walk the hands forward. Keep the spine long. And see if you can bring your chest to your thighs or to the knees. Walk the hands forward a little bit more and press your tailbone back. So we're stretching the spine. Now slowly walk the hands over to the left. Try not to cross the hands over one another and check in with your shoulders. Make sure the shoulders are level. Now, if you walk that right hand off on that 45-degree diagonal a little bit more, you're going to feel a stretch for most of you in the armpit and then in the right side body, all the way from the hip on the right side up through the armpit or shoulder. One more breath in this side stretch. Now walk the hands back to center and then through center and over to the right side. Check in with the shoulders. That left shoulder will want to rise up a little. Just bring it back so it's level. Now see if you can walk the left hand forward a little bit more. And do you feel that stretch in the armpit and in the left side of the body? And let your head drop down. One more breath. Now slowly walk the hands back to center. Now pick the fingertips up off the mat and rise. Feel the core engage as you come up. As you exhale, bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up and over. We're going to stretch the left side body this time. You can bend the right elbow a little bit if you like. Keep pressing that left sitting bone into the left heel. On an inhale, rise back up and bring the left hand down. Right hand reaches up and over. This time we're going to stretch the right side body. Press that right sitting bone into the right heel. On an inhale, rise back up. One more time on each side, right hand down, reaching with the left hand. And inhale, rise back up. Draw the navel in as you bring the left hand down. Remember to bend the left elbow here and reach with the right hand. Really stretch it out so that you feel a big stretch on the right side of the body. On an inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Reach the arms high, palms together, interlace the fingers. Second time, stretch the palms towards the sky. This is a seated palm tree pose. Stretch up, really get tall. And that's it. Release the hands, bring them down. Now, we're going to straighten the left leg and come down to the sitting bones. So the sitting bones are on the mat. And I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see. So the toes on my right foot are pointing straight back, more or less. If that is too hard on your ankle or your heel, then point the toes to the right so that you bring the big toe side of your right foot to the mat. So whichever way works. Now reach the arms up and overhead, and then as you exhale, fold forward, creating a stretch in the back of the left leg. If the stretch is too intense, bend the left knee a little bit. Now reach the crown of your head towards the big toe on the left foot. Now chin on chest, round the spine, draw your navel in as you come up. And then let's go over to the other side. This time the right leg is out. Reach the arms up and overhead and exhale, fold forward over that right leg. Think about bringing the forehead towards the shin or the knee of that right leg. And just as we did on the other side, if there's too much sensation being created in the back of the right leg, then bend the right knee a little bit. Either way, reach the top of your head towards the big toe on the right foot. Now chin on chest, the spine rounds, draw the navel in as you come up. And then as you exhale, bring both legs out in front, reach the arms high. We're going to fold forward over both legs now. Let your head drop down. You can get a hold of the feet or the ankles or the shins, whatever you're able to get a hold of, and then pull forward a little bit. So you're bringing your top of the head just a little bit closer to the big toes. Doesn't have to be much. Now release the hands from what you have a hold of. Reach the fingertips forward. Press into the back of the heels and rise. Keep the biceps on either side of the ears as you come up. And exhale, bring the hands down. Now let's bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And then square your shoulders so the shoulders are squared. Actually, let's do something different. Square the shoulders so that your shoulders are squared to the bent knee, the right knee. Now bring the left hand to the left ankle. And then reach your right hand up. Stretch up to start. And then pull the right hand over to the left, keeping that right shoulder over the left shoulder as best you can. Now stretch it out. Now slowly rise. The core engages as you come up. Bring that right hand down. Now bring both legs out. We're going to come to a seated splits. The toes are pointing up as you're pressing the heels away from you. Keep your spine long. And again, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the side view of this. Keep the spine as long as you can. There's going to be a little bit of rounding in the low back. That's inevitable. But what I want you to do is to bring your hands down to the mat and then slowly walk the hands forward, keeping the spine as long as you're able to. That is, as flat as possible. Take a deep breath now. As you exhale, walk the hands forward a little bit more. You're probably going to be starting to feel a lot of sensation in the back of the right leg and the left leg, actually both legs. And also into the gluteal muscles, maybe into the hips. Walk the hands forward a little bit more and feel that deepening stretch. You can come down as far as you're able to. Maybe you can come down to the elbows without rounding the back too much. Maybe you can walk the hands forward even a little bit more than that and deepen the stretch. Let's find one more breath and then slowly bring the hands back towards the body, coming back up. Then bring your legs back in front. Bring the right leg out. Bend the left knee, sole the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Now square the shoulders so that the body is facing that bent left knee. Then bring the right hand to the right foot or to the ankle. Reach the left hand high and then reach the left hand up and over, trying to keep that left shoulder over the right shoulder. Probably creates a nice stretch on the left side of the body. One more breath. Now engage the core as you come up. Good work, everybody. Then come to a cross-legged position. Once you're there, come to all fours. Hands below the shoulders, the knees right below the hips, and cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the chin, and exhale into cat pose. Chin to chest, draw the navel in as you press the hands into the mat. 4 more times through. Inhale to cow pose. And a big exhale to cat pose, bringing the forehead closer to the shins or the knees or the thighs. Inhale to cow pose and exhale to cat. And again, inhale to cow pose and exhale to cat. Let's go through it one more time. Inhale to cow pose and exhale to cat. And then come back to a neutral spine. Once you're there, walk your hands forward a little bit, about a hand length, and then keep the hands where they are. Press the palms and the fingertips into the mat. Keep your spine long. Reach your tailbone towards your heels. Feel the big stretch in the spine. Now on an inhale, rise back up, draw the navel in, glide the hips forward and down. Now lift the ears, straighten the elbows, press the palms into the mat. Now move back through table pose. Press the tailbone towards the heels, and on an inhale, rise back up, glide the hips forward and down. This is a dynamic version of cow-cat flow. We're going to do it one more time. Press back, lengthening the spine, draw the navel in, glide the hips forward and down. Elbows are straight, lift the chin a little bit, and exhale. And press back towards child's pose. Keep the knees where they are. You don't need to move the knees apart. Now, rise forward to table pose. And from there, tuck your toes and lift your hips, finding downward facing dog. This is first time in downward dog. One more breath. Good. Now glide forward to plank pose. And from there, bring your knees to the mat. We're back to where we started in table pose. Press the hips back to the heels. Glide the hips forward and down into our modified upward facing dog. You can pick the knees up off the mat if you want to. Now flow into downward facing dog, tucking the toes, reaching the tailbone towards the back of the space you're in. We're going to be here 3 breaths now. You can pedal out the legs a little bit if you like. If you do, go really slow so that you press the heel of the leg you're straightening down towards the mat. It may not reach, but it'll create a big stretch in the back of the left leg as you do that and move slowly into it. One more breath. Now come back to downward facing dog and then glide forward into plank pose and then bring your knees to the mat. And press back towards the hips towards the heels. Rising through table pose, glide the hips forward and down. Upward facing dog now. Knees come off the mat. The elbows are straight. Take a breath. Now look over your right shoulder. See if you can see your right foot, your peripheral vision. And bring the head back to center and over to the left side. And see if you can see your left foot in the left peripheral vision. Back to center. And now tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right leg high. Find 3-legged dog now. Bending the right knee. Reach the right knee up and back and work on stacking your right hip over your left hip. Now level the hips and bring the right foot down. Glide forward to plank pose and lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, reach the right leg high. Find 3-legged dog on the left side now, stacking the left hip over the right hip. Level the hips now and bring the left foot down. Glide forward to plank pose. Knees come to the mat. Press the hips back to the heels in our modified child's pose. Rise through table pose. Glide the hips forward and down. Keep the knees on the mat. Press the palms into the mat. And let your ears rise up. Press your heart forward. Press the navel forward. Now bring the knees apart a bit and child's pose. Let your hips drop to your heels. Let your forehead rest on the mat. 3 breaths in child's pose. Breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. Rise now from child's pose. Bring the knees back so they're under the hips. Now tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg rises. 3-legged dog. Second time on this side. Bend the right knee. Stack the right hip over the left hip. Press your left heel down towards the mat. Now level the hips. Bring the right foot down. Glide forward to plank pose. Center your right hand below your face. Spread your fingers wide on the mat. Roll over onto the pinky toe side of the right foot and find side plank pose. If you want more out of the pose, reach the left hand forward, palm facing down. You can pick that left foot up if you like, and breathe. When you're ready, left foot comes down, left hand comes down, plank pose. Now knees to the mat, chest and chin are going to follow as we move into cobra pose. Lift the heart up off the mat in cobra pose. Press the pubic bone down into the mat. One more breath in cobra pose. Bhujangasana is the name of this pose in Sanskrit. And release all the way down. Now tuck your toes, push to plank, and lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Take another breath just for good measure. On an inhale, left leg rises. 3-legged dog. Hips are going to open to the left. Level the hips off and bring the left foot down. Glide forward to plank pose. Now center the left hand right below the face. Roll over onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. Reach the right hand high. Now the right hand can reach forward if you want to. This is optional. With the palm facing down, it's much more energetic than reaching the hand straight up. And if you want, you can pick that right foot up at the same time. Really stretch it out, lots of length. When you're ready, right foot comes down, right hand comes down, plank pose. Now the knees come to the mat, chest and chin follow, inchworm your way into our second cobra pose, lifting the heart up off the mat. Take a breath. Now come all the way down. Tuck your toes, push to plank, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Now slowly begin to walk the feet forward to the hands. Nice and slow. It's going to take 10 or 15 seconds for you to walk forward. And keep pressing the heel down on the leg that you're moving so that you feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Eventually, we're going to come to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Let your head drop down. You can take opposite elbows if you like. Breathe. One more breath. Now bring the weight into the front of the feet a little bit more. Then bring the arms out to a T and slowly rise. Spine stays nice and long. Reach the arms high. And then exhale the hands to heart center, pressing palms together. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T. Now swan dive to a forward fold. Come to a half lift, bringing the hands to the top of the shins. And exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step your left foot back. The right foot stays forward. That right knee is bent about 90 degrees. Press back on the left heel. Now pick the right foot up. Step it back to plank pose. Now bring the knees to the mat. Chest and chin, cobra pose. Third one. Lifting the heart up. As you exhale, come all the way down. Tuck your toes, push to plank, and hips rise into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the left leg up, step it forward so it ends up between the hands. Now a 90-degree bend or so in that left leg, press back on the right heel. Step the right foot forward now. Forward fold, let the head drop down. One more breath. See if you can bring your forehead a little closer to the shins. Weight in the front of the feet, arms come out to a T, press into the front of the feet as you rise. Reach the arms high, and hands exhale to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale, reach back up. This time, bring the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press your knuckles down towards your heels. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward. Bring the weight into the front of the feet. Reach the knuckles up towards the sky. Let your head drop down. Let your head get even heavier now. Reach up high. The hands are still interlaced behind your back. Then release the hands, bring them down. This time, left foot stays forward. Step the right foot back into runner's lunge. Left knee bent about 90 degrees. Now the left foot steps back to meet the right foot in plank pose. Knees to the mat. Chest and chin follows. Cobra pose. And release. Tuck your toes, push to plank, and hips high, downward facing dog. Stretch it out now. Press your hands into the mat. Press your fingertips into the mat. On an inhale, reach the right leg high, stretch it up, and then step the right foot forward. So it ends up between the hands. Press back on the left heel. Step the left foot forward, forward fold, head drops down. Let your head get heavy again. Interlace the fingers behind the back, reach the knuckles towards the sky or even forward, depending on the mobility of your shoulders. Press into the front of the feet and slowly begin to rise. Feel that in the back of the legs and the glutes. Once you're up, press the knuckles towards the heels and let your shoulder blades come a little bit closer together on the back. Take a deep breath. And let it go. Release the hands now. Just let your hands hang down. Flip your palms so they face forward. You let your eyes close down and breathe. And one more breath. Bring the palms together now. And then bend the knees. Let's find chair pose with palms at heart center. Remember to bring the weight back into the heels and the feet about parallel to one another. Now take a twist. Left elbow to right knee. The right elbow is reaching up and overhead. And back to center. To the other side. Left elbow to right knee. Right elbow reaching high. And back to center. Now reach the arms high in chair pose. Bring the weight back into the heels. Now the hands come to heart center. Straighten the legs. Reach up high. And arms out to a T. Swan dive. Forward fold. Come to a half lift with the hands at the top of the shins. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Now bring the left knee to the mat. Reach the arms high into a low crescent lunge. That right knee is pressing forward and reaching up through the wrists. Notice the sensation. For most of you, you're going to feel that in the hip on the right side and in the hip flexor muscles at the front of the left thigh. Now the arms come out to a T. Take a twist to the right, bring the palms together, and let's find a prayer twist. That left elbow has come to the right knee. The right elbow is stacked over the palms and the palms over the left elbow. Keep your chin in a nice neutral position, looking off to the side. One more breath. Bring the arms back out to a T, and then slowly rise. Come back up. Exhale the hands down to the mat. Tuck the toes, bring the left knee off the mat. Step the right foot back to plank pose. Now flow through Vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga into upward facing dog. Take a breath in upward dog or two. And then when you're ready, toes tuck and hips rise into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. On an inhale, reach the right leg high. And then bring your knee to your nose. Touch the nose if you can with the knee. And then reach the right leg back up. We're going to do that a second time. Knee to nose. And kick it all the way back up. And a third time. Knee to nose right down the middle. And kick it all the way back up. Now knee to right elbow and pause. Then kick it back up. And then knee under the body to the left elbow, pause. Now straighten the right leg, bring the right foot to the mat. This is fallen star pose. Reach the left hand up and overhead. Press that right hand down. Lift the hips a little higher if you can. That's it. Bring the left hand down, bend the right knee, reach the right leg up and overhead, and bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot. Glide forward to plank pose. Now Chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, either one, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Boy, this is really hard work. On an inhale, reach the left leg high. Now step your left foot forward, runner's lunge. Bring the right knee to the mat. Reach the arms up and overhead as we come to our low crescent lunge on the second side. Keep pressing the left knee forward and breathe. 2 more breaths. Press the left knee forward a little bit more. Just notice the sensations. Now the arms come out to a T. Take your twist to the left. Right elbow comes to knee, palms joined together. Reach the left elbow high. Now breathe. We're going to find 3 breaths here. And 1 more. Come out the way we came in, reaching the left hand back, right hand reaches forward. Now back to center, reach the arms high. Exhale the hands down to the mat, tuck the toes, bring the right knee off the mat. Step the left foot back, plank pose. Now lift the hips high, downward facing dog. There was no vinyasa there. On an inhale, reach your left leg high, lift it up a little bit more. Now knee to nose, kick it back up, and knee to nose, and kick it back up. And 1 more time. The microphone is impeding my ability to bring my knee to the nose. Reach it back up. Now knee to left elbow and pause. Kick it all the way back up. Knee to left elbow Now straighten the left leg, bring the left foot down, fallen star pose. Reach the right hand up and back and breathe. That's it. Release the right hand down, bend the left knee, reach that left leg all the way back up, and bring the left foot down. Bring the knees to the mat, bring the knees apart. Child's pose. Forehead rests on the mat. Find 5 breaths now in child's pose. Let the breath start to return to its natural rhythm. 3 more breaths. One more breath. Rise now from child's pose to table pose. Bring the knees back together. Then come all the way down onto the belly. Once you're on your belly, bring the hands down by your side with the palms facing down. So flip the palms so they face down. You keep your chest on the mat. We're just going to do a half locust pose, lifting the feet up off the mat, pointing the toes towards the back of the space that you're in, or the back of your mat. 2 more breaths. Breathe in, reach through the toes, really stretch it out. And one more time, big, deep breath. And release the feet. Bring your arms below your head and just let your head rest on your forearms. You can bring your cheek to the mat if you'd prefer. Just breathe. And one more breath. Now, bring your arms out to a T with the palms facing down. And on an inhale, lift the legs. Point the toes towards the back of the mat. Now lift your chest up and lift your hands. Point the toes, reach the forehead forward. Don't worry about creating too deep a back bend here. Just breathe. Good. Twice more. Breathing in. Feel the rising as you breathe in. And on the exhale, a little bit of a fall of the body. And one more time. Inhale, rising. And exhale, release. Bring your cheek to the mat. You can bring your hands back down by your side and just breathe. 2 more breaths. And one more. Now bring the hands behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Now full locust pose. Reach the knuckles towards the heels. Pick the feet up off the mat. The chest comes up off the mat. Feel the shoulder blades come together on the back. Breathe. Feel the rising on the inhale and the gentle fall on the exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. And out. And just one more. Stay with it. And that's it. Release it. Bring your cheek to the mat and breathe. 3 more breaths. Resting gently on your belly. And 2 more breaths. Start to allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. And 1 more. Good work. Now tuck your toes, push to plank pose, and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Now bend your knees. We're going to take a hop. Bend the knees even more. And now hop forward so the feet end up between the hands. Let your head drop down. Bend the knees and rise to chair pose, reaching the arms up and overhead. Now ski racer pose. Weight comes back into the heels. Knees bend about 90 degrees. Upper body rests on the thighs. Reach the fingertips forward. 1 more breath in ski racer pose. Really stretch it out. Now bring the palms to the mat and then straighten the legs. Let your head drop down. The hips are rising. Lots of sensation in the back of the legs. Rise to a half lift now, bringing the hands to the top of the shins. Lengthen the spine, reaching your tailbone back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Then bring the hands to the mat and step the left foot all the way back into runner's lunge. Now, straighten the right leg, pivot on the right heel, and let's find a wide-legged stance. The feet are parallel to one another and 3, 4, 5 feet apart. In our wide-legged stance, bring the left hand down in front of your face, spread your fingers, press the left palm into the mat, reach the right hand high, finding a wide-legged twist, Prasarita twist. Now bring the right hand down, and the left hand reaches high, working on stacking that left shoulder over the right shoulder. Now bring the left hand down about a foot to the right of the right hand and reach the right hand up. So it's a little bit deeper twist. Try and anchor into the pinky toes of both feet. Now bring the right hand down about a foot from the left foot. Reach the left hand high, deepening the twist on this side. Now, left hand comes down to the left foot if you can. Right hand reaches high, the very deep twist. Now bring the right hand down to the right foot so both hands are on the right foot. And see if you can align your upper body with your right leg, reaching the top of the head towards the big toe on the right foot. Just notice the sensation this creates. Now, slowly walk the left hand to the left foot, and the right hand finds the right foot or left foot as well. And feel that stretch on the left side now. Align the upper body with the left leg to the extent you can. And let the forehead come towards the big toe of that left foot. Now release back to center. Bring both hands down. Anchor into the pinky toes again. Bring the arms out to a T and slowly rise. Come all the way up. Reach the arms high. And the hands come to heart center on the exhale. Inhale and reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T with the palms facing down. Now pivot on the right heel, bend the right knee, warrior two towards the front of the room or the front of your mat. Extended side angle pose, elbow to knee, reaching with the left hand. Stretch it out as you anchor into the pinky toe of that left foot. Now reverse triangle, right leg straightens, left hand comes down to the leg. Reach with the right hand. Stretch it out. Now the arms come out to a T with the palms facing down. Press into that left foot, reach the right hand forward. This is triangle pose. Bring the right hand down to the mat or your ankle, reach the left hand high. Now bend the right knee. Press the right palm into the mat, reach the left hand high. Now left hand comes down. Begin to straighten the right leg, pivot on the right heel. We're going to pivot all the way over to the other side. Bend the left knee and pivot on the left heel so the toes on the left foot are pointing towards the back of your mat. Now rise to warrior two. Elbow comes to knee, extended side angle pose. Press into the pinky toe of that right foot. Reach through the right hand. Rising reverse triangle, left leg straightens. Reach the left hand up and back. The right hand comes down about to the outside of that right knee. Now the arms come out to a T. Take a breath. Press into the right foot. Reach the left hand forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand reaches high. Good. Now bring the right hand down. Bend the left knee. Pivot on the left heel so the toes on the left foot point to the long edge of your mat. Bring both hands down. Now pivot on the right heel. Bend the right knee. And bring the hands to both sides so that you're framing that right foot. You're up onto the ball of the left foot. We're to runner's lunge with the right foot forward. Now step the right foot back to plank pose. Now our last vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana into upward facing dog. And then our last downward facing dog, tucking the toes.
Reaching the tailbone towards the back of your space, pressing the hands into the mat. Now bend your knees. And come down to hero pose, where we actually began this practice with the palms on the thighs. Now come to a seat, let your one hip drop to the side and swing the legs around in front. I'll face you like this. Now, bend the left or the right knee rather. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Reach the arms high. Bring the palms together, point the index fingers, and reach the index fingers towards the sky. Now press that left heel away from you. Hinge at the hips and fold forward over that left leg. Notice the sensations the pose creates. Press in the left heel and rise. Keep the spine long as you come up. And that's it. Let it go. And over to the other side, bending the left knee, sole the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Reach the arms high, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers high. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward over that right leg. If there's too much sensation being created in the back of the right leg, remember to always bend that right knee. Now reach the fingertips forward and slowly rise. Come all the way up. Deep core engagement as you rise. And release the hands. Bring them down. Well, it wouldn't be a practice if we didn't do boat pose, would it? Bend the knees. Bring the hands to the back of the knees. And lift the heels up so that the heels are about level with the back of the knees. Now bring your arms out to a T with the palms facing up, and then straighten your legs into a wide-armed boat pose. Try and keep the spine long. Reach the arms high now. Interlace the fingers. Point the index fingers and stretch the index fingers up towards the sky. And as you exhale, arms come out to a T again, palms facing up. Stay with it. Bend the knees, hands to the back of the knees into our supported half boat pose. Take a breath. Let's do that again. Straighten the legs, arms come out to a T. Reach the arms high. Point the toes, reach the index fingers high. Lift the feet up a little bit more. Now the arms come out to a T. This is quite a workout today, isn't it? Now bend the knees, bring the hands to the back of the knees. Keep the feet off the mat. Release the hands from the knees. Flip your palms so they face up. Now slowly roll all the way down to the back. And eventually when you come down to your back, let's find happy baby pose. Bring the hands to the pinky toe side of the feet. So the soles of the feet are reaching up towards the sky. Remember to relax the back of your shoulders so that the back is, at least to a certain extent, flattening out. And now notice if you have your tailbone lifted way up. That'll tell you you're rounding the back a lot. So if you can, bring the tailbone back down towards the mat. That may create some tension in the back of the legs. That's okay, just notice it. Now transfer the left hand to the right foot. So both of your hands are on your right foot. The right foot is still reaching towards the sky. Pull that right knee down a little more if you can, and then straighten the left leg. Point the toes on the left foot. Keep a hold of the right foot and slowly let that left leg come all the way down. Maybe allowing the heel on the left foot to touch the mat. And then slowly bring the left leg all the way back up. And we'll do that one more time. Left heel comes all the way down to the mat. Remember that left leg stays straight if you can. And then slowly lift that left leg all the way back up. Once the left leg comes up, bend the left knee and back to happy baby pose. Now release the right hand from the right foot. Bring the right hand to the left foot. So both hands are on the left foot now. And then straighten the left leg. Hug that left knee down a little bit more if you can. And then slowly keep that right leg straight. Slowly bring the right heel all the way down to the mat. That'll probably create some sensation in the back of the left leg. Now when you're ready, lift the left leg all the way back up. and then slowly bring it down. And one more time, bring it back up. And then bend the right knee. We're back to happy baby pose. Settle into the pose. Take a breath. And one more. Now let go of your feet. Bring your palms down to the mat with the arms straight. Straighten the legs. Press the heels up towards the sky and relax the back of the shoulders. Now bend your knees and bring the feet down to the mat so your heels are under your knees. Now heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat. So don't walk your feet forward, just straight out to the edges of the mat. Try and keep contact with the mat and the feet. Bring the arms out to a T, palms face down. We're going to do a twist here. Now, bring the knees over to the right, and as best you can, let them land and bring your gaze to the left. Take a deep breath and let the breath go. Let the knees float back to center and then over to the left side. Remember to keep the feet in contact with the mat and let your gaze move to the right so you're looking towards your right hand. Take a deep breath and let the breath go. And bring the knees back to center as the head comes back to center. Heel toe the feet back so that the heels are under the knees. Now bridge pose. Press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips. You can interlace your fingers behind your back. Press your hips up towards the sky. Now heel toe the left foot towards the center of the mat. Keep pressing into the left foot and reach the right leg high. Point the toes on the right foot. Straighten the right leg. So the toes on the right foot are pressing up towards the sky. And that's it. Bring the right foot down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Center that right foot. Reach the left leg high. Point the toes. Stretch up. Really reach with the toes on that left foot. And bring the left foot down. Now find your bridge pose. You can rock up onto the back of the shoulders, bringing the shoulder blades together, lifting the hips a little higher. If you'd prefer to do wheel pose at this point, feel free to do that instead. One more breath. And that's it, friends. Let it go. Bring the tailbone to the mat slowly. Now bring the knees up into the chest and then hug the knees into the chest. If you'd like to, bring your forehead up towards the knees so the spine rounds really deeply. And as you exhale, release the hug, reach the feet to the sky, back to legs up the wall pose. And then very slowly keep the legs straight. Let your heels come down to the mat as we finish up our active practice. Once the heels land, find Shavasana. Let your toes flop out, flip your palms so they face up. And now make whatever adjustments you need to feel comfortable and settled in Shavasana. Your eyes are now gently closed. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Begin to pay attention to how the breath is flowing through the body. Notice anywhere in the whole cycle of breath where you feel any tension at all in the breathing process. You don't need to do anything about it other than observe, just notice. Follow the breath in. Feel it turn in the body and become an exhale. And follow the exhale all the way out.
And then feel the breath turn again out of the body and become a new inhale. Just continue following your breath in and out. Allow yourself to let go of everything except the breath. Try your best to bring 100% of your attention to the breath as it flows in and flows out. Notice everything else drop away. All the thoughts, all the planning, the memories, the emotions. Nothing remains except the breath. Begin to deepen your awareness, your experience of the breathing process. Now allow your breath to begin to deepen. Try not to force it. So instead of making something happen, allow it to evolve naturally. Just notice how if you let go, you'll begin to breathe more deeply. The breath becomes longer and softer. Now allow your knees to begin to bend. And once the knees bend, roll to your side. When you're on your side, feel free to cradle your head in your arm. Pause here for a moment. And one more breath on your side. Now slowly come to a seat with the eyes still gently closed. And once you're seated, let your hands come together at heart center. Take a moment to feel your sitting bones resting on your mat. And then take a nice long deep breath and feel how that naturally lengthens the spine, and you'll feel a sensation of your ears rising up. I'll let it go. And do that one more time. A deep breath in. And let it go. Thank you so much for joining us for this Tuesday afternoon Vinyasa practice. Thank you for practicing so diligently. I offer you loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And if you have questions about anything we did in the practice, email me with your questions, and I will be happy to answer them. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care.